You ever get that feeling that there's some kind of hidden blueprint running your life? Like a source code that's dictating your habits, your reactions, maybe even the reality you see every single day? Well, today we're gonna pull back that curtain. And what we find, it might just change everything for you.
So let me just ask you straight up. Does it ever feel like you're on autopilot? You know, like you're just going through the motions, reliving the same patterns, hitting the same roadblocks over and over again. It's like you're a passenger in your own life. And if that sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. There's a really profound reason for it. And that reason, it all boils down to one single, kind of staggering number, 95%. Neuroscientists now figure that up to 95% of our daily life, I'm talking our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, is run not by our conscious thinking mind, but by subconscious programs. That is almost your entire day operating on hidden code. So that just begs the question, right? If 95% of our life is basically automated, who's really calling the shots? This forces us to look at this huge hidden part of our mind that's been quietly shaping our world for years, completely under the radar. Okay, to get our heads around this, the author Joseph Murphy came up with this brilliant analogy. Think of your conscious mind as the captain on the bridge of a ship. It's the one giving the orders, making decisions, using willpower and logic. But the subconscious mind, that's the entire ship and the whole crew down in the engine room. It doesn't argue, it doesn't question the orders, it just executes them perfectly, running on pure habit. And this quote right here, this is the key to the whole thing. Your subconscious is this incredibly powerful but totally unquestioning servant. It takes every single thought, every belief your conscious mind accepts as truth, whether it's good for you or bad for you, and it gets to work making that your reality. It doesn't judge the command, it just acts on it. Now, if this is starting to sound a little scary, like you're stuck with whatever programming you've got, I have some absolutely incredible news for you. Those patterns, that old code, it is not permanent. You can actively rewrite your own mental blueprint, and the science behind how this works is honestly revolutionary. So the magic word here, the core concept that makes all of this possible, is neuroplasticity. And this is it's an amazing idea. It's the proven scientific fact that your brain can physically change. It can literally rewire itself, forming new connections based on what you think and what you do. This isn't just a nice metaphor, it's biology. Every single time you learn something new, you are physically rewiring your brain. So here's the big takeaway from that. Stop thinking of your brain as this fixed piece of hardware. It's so much more like software. And guess what? You're the programmer. You actually have the ability to run a system update, to delete old buggy code, and install brand new empowering programs. We call this self-directed neuroplasticity, and it's you consciously using your thoughts to direct that change. Okay, so how do we actually write this new code? Well, it all starts with our thoughts and our beliefs. And look, this isn't just philosophy anymore. Modern science is literally making the effects of our thoughts visible, showing us what's happening inside our brain when we choose to practice self-belief. Check this out. A really fascinating study at the University of Pennsylvania used fMRI machines and found something incredible. When people practiced self-affirmation, thinking about their values and future goals, it literally lit up the reward centers in their brains. And this is what that looks like. You're looking at a brain scan. Those bright yellow areas, those are the brain's core reward and valuation centers. When people practiced affirming their future, these areas fired up like they just won the lottery. That neural activity is directly linked to an increase in positive, future-focused behaviors. You are literally priming your own brain for success, just with your thoughts. All right, so we know our thoughts can change our brain. But the next big question is when? When is the best time to do this? And it turns out timing is everything. To really talk to the subconscious, you gotta get to it when the door is unlocked. And that door is directly tied to your brainwave states. The gateway to your subconscious opens up when your brain is in what are called alpha and theta states. Just think about that dreamy, super relaxed state you're in right as you're waking up or just as you're drifting off to sleep. In those moments, your conscious mind, the analytical gatekeeper, is quiet. And that makes your subconscious incredibly open to new suggestions. It's prime time for an update. So let's get practical. Knowing all of this, how can we build a daily ritual to systematically upgrade our subconscious software? It actually comes down to a really simple, actionable plan. It breaks down into this easy 3-part daily structure. We've got a morning routine to prime your mind for the day ahead, a daytime practice to reset and keep you on track, and an evening ritual to reinforce all that new programming. This makes the whole process feel totally manageable, and it's incredibly effective. So the morning prime is all about setting the tone. Before your feet even hit the floor, while you're still in that super receptive alpha state, just set one clear intention for the day. Something like, I am focused and creative today. Then, later, while you're brushing your teeth, look yourself right in the eye in the mirror and say your affirmations out loud. That direct engagement really amps up the emotional impact. Now, during the day, your old programming is gonna pop up. It's just what it does. The daytime reset is your tool for that. The moment you catch a negative thought, use a physical pattern interrupt, like literally snapping your fingers, to break that mental loop. Then take just 3 minutes on a break to vividly visualize a success. Feel it, see it, hear it. And remember, your subconscious doesn't know the difference between a real memory and one you vividly imagined. And finally, the evening reinforce. This is where you really take advantage of that powerful pre-sleep theta state. First, just quickly review 3 wins from your day, no matter how small. This trains your brain to start looking for success. Then, as you're drifting off, have an imaginary conversation with the person you want to become. Feel the confidence they feel. You're basically telling your subconscious, this is who we are now. And please, remember this. The secret here isn't intensity. You don't need to spend hours a day on this stuff. The key to forging those new neural pathways is consistency. Small, daily actions repeated over and over with real feeling. That's what creates massive, lasting change. You know, this daily practice of rewiring our own brain is incredibly powerful, but it really might just be the tip of the iceberg. It opens up these huge questions about what our consciousness is truly capable of. As the neuroscientist Christoph Koch said, if something is possible within the laws of physics, chances are life has already figured out how to use it. So what's the big idea here? We've looked at the science. The power of your mind isn't just some spiritual concept anymore. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, they are measurably, physically shaping your brain. They're influencing your biology. And that leads us to this amazing frontier where we have to ask, could our consciousness even be playing a role in shaping the reality we see around us? And that leaves us with one last really powerful question for you. You're standing there with the blueprint in your hand. You have the tools, you have the materials. So if you truly are the architect of your inner world, which we now know gets reflected into your outer world, what are you going to choose to build?